Let's go now to the bottom three in the Big Ten East. And, Tony, I'll go to you for Indiana. Tom Allen is there. He's back for his third year. They've gone 5-7, 5-7 the last 2 years. Have not had a winning season at Indiana. Oh, dear. I don't even know. I'm back to 2009, and I don't see one. So
I
it may
think
have been
2007, they might have been 7-6.
2000.
Kellen Lewis.
Yeah, 2007. It sounds right. I don't know. They've been to some bowl games. They went to bowl games in 15 and 16. It was 2007. It appears they were 6-6 in 15 and 16 and went to bowl games, but didn't win either of those. Lost one in overtime and another one by 2 points. A heartbreaker to Utah. Mm-hmm. Just what is your thought on what Indiana is going to move toward in the year ahead?
What I want to see from Indiana is to win a game that they're not supposed to win. We see them come close against Ohio State. We see them come close against Michigan, but they haven't won a game as an underdog since 2016. They won one. They won one in 2015 as an underdog. So they're not, until they get over a hump, even just one hump of a game, they're not going to be able to get over the hump of, an 8-win season or 7-win season. So I just want to see them win a game that they shouldn't win, that they don't normally win. And they've come close against Michigan. We've all seen them. Xander Diamant being, 2 inches away from completing a pass to tie or beat the Buckeyes that they never should have been in. And so there's instances of being almost good enough, but never being really seriously good enough to beat a team that is a contender. And I'm not saying they need to beat a contender, but beat a team that wins 9 games, beat a team that wins 10 games, and then become a team that is winning 7 or 8 games. I like Tom Allen. I think he's recruiting better. But until you're, I think it helps having Maryland and Rutgers in the conference and the division, gives them an opportunity at two more wins than they maybe normally would have. But I want to see them beat somebody they shouldn't, and somebody that would that it would cost their season to lose to Indiana, basically.
Yep, good point. I'm going to move on to Maryland. They were 5-7 last year for the acting coach, Matt Canada. He stepped in and took over after DJ Durkin was relieved of his duties due to the untimely death of a Maryland player during summer workouts about a year ago. Very unfortunate situation there. They brought in Mike Loxley, a local legend, 2-time former Maryland assistant coach, a guy who's been an outstanding recruiter over the years. He had a failed attempt as a head coach previously.
Very failed.
At New Mexico. I think his career record, I don't have it here. Let me see. I don't know. It's like 2-22 or something like that. Not good.
3-31.
3-31. Thank you. I knew it was single digit versus double digits in there somehow, some way. And here's what I want to know. Anthony McFarland, great running back who trampled Ohio State last year. Quarterback situation with Tyrell Pigrome. He's back, as well as Joshua Jackson, the transfer in from Virginia Tech. And I want to know, Maryland, can Loxley put a consistent winning program on the field? He didn't do it at New Mexico. Now he's got little better material there at Maryland. I think that Durkin left him some guys, as we mentioned right there, who can play. But I want to see, in particular, as you mentioned with Indiana, when the chips are down, can they pull out a game against Penn State or the likes of Purdue on the road? As they're going to have to face them. They get Nebraska at home. Is that a game in a cross division situation? They go on the road to a couple of Western Division teams, pick middle, Purdue and Minnesota. And those are games that if you're going to get to a bowl, get to 6-6, obviously Rutgers on the road is another one. You've got to go on the road and probably win 2 of those 3 games to have any kind of legitimate chance at a bowl game. So we'll see how that works out for them. And I've left you the Garden State, the Garden Spot of the Eastern Division, the Big Ten as a whole. The Big Ten as a whole. The Garden Spot, Rutgers Scarlet Knights 1-11 last year for Chris Ash. I'm going to add this up: 2, 4, 6, 7. 7-29, it appears. 7-29 in 3 seasons as the head coach at Rutgers. And this has got to be, I would think, if he doesn't get to a bowl game, they better win 5 games. And there better be a really doggone good reason why they didn't get to 6. Otherwise, I think the 4th season for Chris Ash will be his last.
Yeah, and I feel bad for him. I thought there would be enough of a recruiting base to do more than this, but they've had no quarterbacks. The defense, there's no defensive talent there because we saw what he brought to Ohio State when he came here, but he also had Ohio State talent. And, they're not recruiting very well because everybody else in the Big Ten is recruiting New Jersey very well. So is the ACC, so is probably the SEC. And, Urban Meyer has told his assistants, don't go somewhere where you can't recruit. You would think that, being at Rutgers, you'd have that New Jersey base. But if you're getting the 8th pick and everybody else is getting to eat before you, there's nothing left over. So in terms of like one specific question mark for Rutgers this year, why? Why Rutgers is my best question for Rutgers.